There are three things that I see most homebuyers struggle with when moving to the Palm Springs area. One of these is which city to live in. The next one is what community to live in. And there's one more thing that I'm going to share with you in this video that's going to make the home buying process a lot easier. Make sure you don't skip the last part of this video because without this step, finding a home out here in the Palm Springs area will be very difficult. Before we get started, make sure to like and subscribe if you're interested in learning about the Palm Springs area on a weekly basis. The first thing I want to discuss with you is what city to live in. The Palm Springs area is a very large place. Everything from Palm Springs all the way over to the east side of the valley, you have La Quinta, and each city has a different vibe, okay? And that's sort of the hard thing to figure out. So, one of the first things I say is really what's your budget? What are you most comfortable with spending? Because price is really going to dictate what city you could live in. And maybe you have many options, or maybe there might just be one or two cities that meet your needs. So let me show you this local report from the Desert Housing Association. Now, no matter what the prices currently are for homes, what I'm teaching you today is a really great formula to help you decide where you want to live in the desert, even if it's 10 years from when I filmed this video. So looking at this report, you could see Palm Springs is at 1.2 million, La Quinta 1 million, Indian Wells 1.7, Rancho Mirage 1.3, Palm Desert 700,000, you have Cathedral City 500, Indio 500,000, Bermuda Dunes 769,000. So these are all for detached homes. So for example, if you say you have a budget of $2 million, well, then you could really live at any city in the Coachella Valley because the highest priced city for the average home is Indian Wells at 1.7. But say, for example, if you have a budget of 700,000, well, really you'd be more Palm Desert right here in the middle of the valley. Bermuda Dunes is around 750 as well. And then you would have Indio over here to the east, okay? Say you're around $1 million, well, you could look in La Quinta right at $1 million, and you could look in Palm Desert, Bermuda Dunes, and Indio. So, I mean, it opens up more options for you. So something to keep in mind, a home in Rancho Mirage right over here, okay, the playground of the presidents, a home in Rancho Mirage is going to be at more 1.2 to 1.3 million, okay? So for a home that's 1.3 million, say in Palm Desert, like South Palm Desert, you're going to find for 1.3 million in Palm Desert a lot nicer of a home, a more upgraded home, because the average price in Palm Desert's around 700,000. So 1.3 million in Palm Desert's going to go a lot further than, for example, Rancho Mirage, So say to get the same level of home in Rancho Mirage as in Palm Desert, you might be spending more $2 million, if that makes sense, okay? So the first thing you really need to figure out is what is your price range, okay? And not only detached homes, we also have condos and attached homes, okay? Townhomes and condos, okay? Where you're sharing a common wall. Let's look at prices. Indian Wells, almost 800,000. Rancho Mirage, 550. Palm Springs, 455. Palm Desert, 528. La Quinta, 600,000. So, for example, if you're looking for a condo, you could find a really great condo almost anywhere in the valley from $500,000 to $600,000, okay? So if you're looking for a condo, that certainly opens you up to a lot more options, okay? Because the most expensive condos are, say, in Indian Wells, and those are going to be around $780,000, right? But the same principles apply. Say a condo in Indian Wells for around $800,000, say you look over in Palm Springs for a condo for $800,000, you're going to find something decked out in the prime part of town, walkable to downtown Palm Springs, and something really nice because Palm Springs is more around $450,000 for a condo. So if you're buying an $800,000 condo in Palm Springs, it's going to have everything, you could ever want. Now, the second question you need to ask yourself is important, but not as important as the last question. So make sure you stay to the end of this video, or buying a home here will be really difficult. The second question is, why are you purchasing a home here? Now, that sounds like a very obvious question, but let me show you how that really isn't as obvious as you might think. Now, if you're buying a home for short-term rentals, for example, income property, that limits where you could buy in the desert. You'll be looking at Palm Springs, Indio, or Bermuda Dunes. If you're not buying an income property, well, it doesn't matter. Now, if you're looking to retire in the desert, you have to ask yourself, do you want to be in a 55 plus community? Like, for example, Del Webb over here in Rancho Mirage, or Sun City in Palm Desert, or maybe the Trilogy Polo Club in Indio. Are you looking to be in a 55 plus community? Or do you just want to retire in the desert and you don't have to be in a 55 plus community? Or maybe you're just looking for a second home. Well, then really you go back to the first question for what's your budget, and that will help you determine, where in the desert to buy that second home. Now, the third most important thing we need to talk about, and this is why I said to stay tuned to this point, is how much HOA do you want to spend or not want to spend? And let me show you an example. Say, for example, you had a price range of 1.7 million, okay? Well, you could buy in a place like South Palm Desert, okay, where it's non-gated and you don't have an HOA, okay? But if you're looking for that kind of country club lifestyle, say you want fitness center, clubhouse, you want an 18-hole golf course or maybe a few 18-hole golf courses, then I would take you to say somewhere like Rancho Mirage, okay? You could look, for example, at the new Cotino community by Disney that's going in, okay? The homes are starting at around 1.7. You could buy in there. HOA is going to be $600 a month, but then you have the Artisan Club membership, which will be a $20,000 initiation fee, and then $1,000 a month after that. Okay, this might just sound like a lot of numbers, but I'm just giving you an idea. Or say, for example, you go to the Springs Country Club, which is actually right down the street. You're looking at getting a clubhouse, golf course, all that, tennis courts, but then you're going to have a social membership, a golf membership, and then, the HOA might be $1,500 a month, but you get that whole lifestyle. So when you determine what city to live in, then you determine, why am I moving to the desert? And then thirdly, you have to really think about HOAs and have a budget in mind of, do you not want an HOA or do you want an HOA, right? Because even in Rancho Mirage, I could show you, for example, right here across from the river, over here up in Magnesia Falls Cove, there's lots of amazing, mid-century modern homes, really cool homes that don't have an HOA, So if you don't want an HOA in the desert, you don't have to. But if you're really buying a second home for the lifestyle, you want the country club, you could get it. And by the way, the desert has a wide range of country clubs. For example, looking in Palm Desert, we could zoom in over here to north of Palm Desert, and we could go to a place like Avondale, where the HOA is going to be really reasonable. I think it's $600-700 a month, and you get a lot of value there in Palm Desert. But say you could go actually not far away, and you go, for example, to the lakes, like right down the street. Here it is, actually right down the street. You go to the lakes, and the HOA is like $1,600-1,700 a month. Okay, so, or say, you want to live in a really prestigious club, like, for example, the Vintage or El Dorado, one of these, or say Madison, off Madison over in La Quinta, where homes are $10 million plus. Be prepared for a $250,000 initiation fee, But the desert has something for everyone, whether you want an HOA that's $200 a month, where it's just going to be a gate that you drive in, or you could be spending easily $700 to $900 a month for the clubhouse, fitness center, and golf course, but be prepared to usually get a social membership as well. And I could help you navigate all of that. So if you're thinking about buying or selling here, please reach out to me. I would love to help you. And if you want to learn more about the desert, make sure you hit this video right here.